Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we've got some really interesting internal documents. We're digging into the operational side of Indus Viva, specifically their Know Your Company material from Webthon Season 15.
Yeah, this is basically their core profile, isn't it? It's what they give associates to build confidence, clarify how things work. Our job here is to kind of unpack the strategy behind it all.
Right. Their profile, their approach to R&D, and these integrity policies they talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
And they frame this whole thing around what they call the real five-star opportunity. The idea is it helps you, the listener, achieve a five-star zindagi, a five-star life, which I guess implies long-term thinking.
Oh, absolutely. And the source material really leans into that. They state this pretty bold vision operating beyond the 21st century.
Wow.
Yeah, aiming for like over 100 years. They even mentioned comparing themselves to huge Indian companies like Tata and Birla. So that sets a really high bar for stability right from the start.
And stability needs credibility. The sources highlight their leader, Prem Kumar. He's a Royal Black Diamond ambassador, and he just got a major nod from the industry, right?
That's right. The Lifetime Achievement Award in direct selling from Network Express, he's actually receiving it this month, November 2025. And the material presents this as, crucial external validation.
Okay, so let's get into the foundations. The company itself, co-founded by entrepreneurs who already had wins under their belts.
Correct. From nutraceuticals and community commerce. So not exactly rookies starting from zero. They brought existing expertise.
That matters. And they mentioned, what, over 11 years of operation?
Yeah, over 11 years running successfully, which in direct selling, that's significant. Plus, they hit the top 10 list in India within just 5 years. So speed and stability combined.
And financially. They make a point of saying they're a zero-debt company, and they own their main office, Viva Tower in Bengaluru, since early 2014. Owning property signals stability, sure, but the zero-debt thing, does that limit growth, or is it purely about playing it safe?
Well, the way it's presented in the source, it's definitely framed as a safety risk mitigation strategy.
Okay.
Being zero debt means they're less exposed to, say, economic shocks or rising interest rates. They can fund things internally. It really feeds back into that 100-year vision, giving it some financial weight.
Right, financial stability. And that leads us to maybe the strongest point in their profile, the legal side. They have this high court order confirming Indus Viva is not covered by the Price, Chit, and Money Circulation Banning Act, PCMCB Act 1978.
Yes, and this is huge. It directly tackles that common skepticism about the industry.
Because that act bans pyramid schemes, essentially,
Right.
money chains.
Exactly. So having a high court order that explicitly says we are not that is like a massive legal shield. It's a key thing distributors can point to, reducing that long-term legal risk.
Makes sense. And they also talk about legacy, like passing the business on.
Yeah, there's a system for it. They even give a specific, powerful example. A black diamond who sadly passed away in 2020, but his family still receives the income. That really drives home the generational aspect.
Okay, so that's the foundation. Strong legal backing, long-term vision. But what about day-to-day operations? How do they maintain integrity there? Starting with prices. I was actually surprised by this.
What was that?
Their product prices haven't changed since 2014, despite, inflation everywhere else.
Yeah, that price stability holding for over a decade.
Yeah.
That's strategic. It gives distributors predictability. Their margins aren't just going to vanish overnight because of a price hike. But maybe even more critical are what you could call the anti-overload rules. The policies designed to stop stock dumping front-loading, as it's often called.
Right, that's a common problem. How do they stop it? What's the mechanism?
They have a daily purchase limit, 300 PV, which works out to about 12 products per day per distributor.
12 products max per day.
Yep. And the implication is pretty clear, isn't it? They're saying, look, business integrity matters more than just maximizing today's sales figures.
But wait, if you cap purchases like that, doesn't it kind of limit the big earners, the ones who could potentially move huge volumes quickly? How do they balance that?
The source basically presents it as a necessary trade-off for the long-term health of everyone involved.
I see.
By capping how much inventory someone can buy, they stop individuals from getting stuck with huge amounts of stock they can't sell. It shifts the risk away from the distributor.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they also limit people to just one distributorship, organization 1 and 2, that's it.
Pretty much, yeah. It keeps the structure focused, prevents gaps, though they do mention an exception.
Ah.
You can get additional birth IDs, but only after you hit the really high ranks, like Black Diamond. Once you've proven you can handle the leadership responsibility, basically.
Got it. And what about money handling, paying out incentives?
They emphasize transparency there. Using MRP billing, so GST and taxes are handled properly, and they claim quick payouts within 3 working days after the weekly cutoff on Friday midnight.
That's efficient.
And one more thing on protecting distributors. They've apparently started taking legal action against unauthorized sellers on platforms like Amazon and Flipkart.
Oh, interesting. So they're actively policing the online marketplaces.
Seems like it. It's positioned as protecting the distributor's exclusive market, so they aren't undercut by random online listings.
Okay, so operations seem focused on stability and distributor protection. Let's shift to products. This was another surprise for me. Lots of companies boast hundreds of products. Indus Viva has very few. Why?
Yeah, it's deliberate. They actually compared themselves to Apple's iPhone strategy.
Depth over width.
Exactly. Instead of spreading resources thin across tons of products, they focus everything on improving or improvising, as they call it, their small core range.
So don't expect a massive catalog expansion anytime soon.
The source suggests maybe 1 to 3 new products, max,
Huh.
if any. The focus is really on perfecting what they have.
Okay, so how do they ensure that quality?
Yeah.
What's the R&D setup?
Well, they partner with Bioactive's Japan Corporation in Tokyo. It's noted as a sister concern using Japanese tech for formulations and that continuous improvement.
And they emphasize they're a manufacturer, not just a reseller.
Right. And they back that up with credentials, state-of-the-art manufacturing, GMP certified, and importantly, DSIR-approved R&D facilities.
DSIR, Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, Government of India. What does that really mean? Why is that important beyond just sounding official?
It means their commitment to R&D isn't just talk, it's verified by the government. It signals serious long-term investment in science, separating them from companies maybe using less rigorous standards. It's auditable proof.
Okay, solid credentials. And the standards for the products themselves. You mentioned functional health beverages, FHB.
Yeah, the goal is TESB, HealthB, Taste, and Health, but the requirements are intense.
Like what?
Products have to be clinically tested, scientifically validated, have patent numbers, be certified by the Department of AYUSH, and have research published in international medical journals.
Wow, that's a lot of hoops to jump through before launch.
It really is. It sets a very high scientific bar.
And thinking about it, the source mentions the chairman is a Pharma Excel Gold Medal winner, awarded by the President of India. That background kind of fits this intense focus, doesn't it?
Exactly. That pharmaceutical background, recognized at the highest level, likely shapes the whole product philosophy. It suggests they're approaching health and wellness with almost a pharmaceutical-grade standard for validation.
Which justifies that high bar.
Yeah.
And they even control the raw materials, growing plants on huge tracts of land.
Yeah, tens of thousands of acres for medicinal plants, and manufacturing many ingredients themselves. Controlling the supply chain from the ground up, basically.
Okay, so we've built this picture of organizational strength, legal validation, financial stability, serious R&D. How does knowing all this actually help the distributor, on the ground? How does it translate?
Well, the sources bring up the mandatory factory visit. Once you hit Star 500 rank, you get to go see it all.
And it's not just a tour. It's meant to build confidence.
Precisely. They want distributors to see the integrity firsthand. There's a specific story shared about a Blue Diamond Gervesh deal.
Right, I remember reading that. He talked about the huge office, the clean R&D zone, having to wear full protective gear, seeing the water purity checks.
And his takeaway was powerful. He said seeing all that, the sheer quality and care in the process, made him feel he could sell the product for like 10 times the price, $31,000 instead of $3,100.
Just based on witnessing the quality behind it.
Exactly. That's the practical power of knowing your company. It builds belief in the product's intrinsic value.
That makes sense. But then the sources circle back to the individual, don't they? There's that quote, people don't join company, people join people.
Yeah, that's the final crucial piece. Despite all the corporate strengths, the zero debt, the court orders your face, your behavior, your presentation as a distributor is the first thing people see.
So the company sets a 5-star standard with its structure.
And the expectation is that you, the distributor, maintain that same standard in how you act and present the business. People connect with you first. The strong foundation just empowers your individual effort.
This has been a really insightful, looking at how a company builds its internal narrative, balancing that big long-term ambition with these really strict controls.
Yeah, 2 main things seem to stand out, right? First, that organizational backbone, the legal wins, the zero debt, that century-plus vision. And second, the personal responsibility part, the need for the distributor to live up to that 5-star standard themselves.
So let's leave our listener with a thought from the source material. They call the company your passport to freedom. Maybe the real key to unlocking that freedom isn't just the opportunity itself.
But understanding how deep knowledge of these integrity policies, the things designed to protect you, like the PCMCB exemption or that daily purchase limit, actually builds the confidence you need.
Right. How confidently can you build your business when you truly know its foundations are solid, maybe even built to last centuries? Something to think about.
Definitely. Always more to explore. Thanks for diving in with us today.
We really hope this analysis gave you the context and clarity you were looking for. We'll get you on the next deep dive.